Hi Scorpio, welcome to your August 2023 Astro-Tarot with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. These quick note, these readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign, though if you're only going to watch one, I do advise that you make sure it's your ascendant sign. It's likely to be the most accurate for you because these are based on the astrology. I use whole sign Western tropical astrology. That works for me. My clients seem to enjoy it as well. So with that said, if you are a continued subby, you know Rafi loves you. And if you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share. If you should so choose and this resonates, hit the subscribe button. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So for... here we go. For the first transit that I want to look at for you guys, on the 2nd of August, Mars is going to trine Jupiter. For you, this is happening across your 11th house of higher aspirations, goals and future dreams, and your 7th house of partnerships and relationships. Now, I love this for you because it's a harmonious connection. Now, it comes exact on the 2nd of August, but for about, I would say about 4 or 5 days prior, you're going to feel this energy coming in. So your ancient ruling planet is Mars. You have an affinity with Mars, and Mars for you is going to be in that 11th house. So this could be bringing energy and excitement to your groups, your social networks, maybe even your social presence, social media presence as well. Your sign is Mars's feminine domain, right? And so it's in your 11th, and so is Mercury at this time, the natural ruler of this place. So your 11th house is very strong at this time. And I will say this, be careful when it comes to like online spats because they could get very loud very quickly. Remember, Mercury has like a microphone effect, right? And when it's in Virgo, Mercury is exalted, and it makes us like what I like to consider like a surgeon with words. Really powerful. So something that you could say could absolutely get the right sort of reaction, but at the same time it could get the wrong reaction, right? So you just want to be careful because it could really get out of hand very quickly because Mars is there sort of amping the whole thing up. Mars is like that friend in the background that's like, hold my earrings, you know, like getting ready to fire up and feisty up. It's also possibly that you're releasing some kind of friendship or group connection, because remember Mars has a severing energy, right? So it can remove things as well. So this could be letting go of a friendship or releasing a friendship, but you're doing it in a way that's not, because, and it's the 7th house in connection to that Jupiter, right? So this could be that you're letting go of a group connection, maybe a social connection, potentially a partnership of some sort. And it doesn't have to be, because it's a harmonious aspect that they're making, which is a trine. This could be, it's like, you know what, we've kind of done everything that we need to do together. We'll always be friends, we'll always whatever, but actually we're kind of, you know, we're going in different ways now. So, and the partnership doesn't have to be your significant other. If you are ending an actual relationship under this, you'll be doing it in a way that is like really amicable. You'll probably still be, you know, one of those really weird sets of people that's like super great friends even after they've broken up. I jest. But do you know what I mean? This could be personal. Yes, it could be platonic. It could be professional. Now that's one way this could show up. It could also be that these things enhance and they get sort of faster and the frequency of them starts to increase. So in a connection to Jupiter, you might get some really good news around business matters or endeavors. Maybe potentially you're forging partnerships or creating or enhancing a group situation in some way, shape or form. This could also be literally like new partnerships that are forged that are really supportive for you and really very exciting. So love this for you, right? I think this is a dual one. It's almost like, how do you want to use it? So love, love, love. All right, for your cards around this, you have the Empress, you have the Two of Wands, and you have the Star. I mean, wow. Right, look at this. So the Star card speaks to things like social media and digital and technology, etc. And coupled with the Two of Wands, This is a way for you to make money with the Empress that is easy, harmonious, that you are absolutely loving. This is big connections. This is a huge social media excitement and or exposure in some way, shape or form. Potentially you're throwing something out into the world. And I love this. If you are heading a group or an organization of some sort, or maybe even seeking to join one, this suggests that the process is easy and harmonious for you. And because of that link to Mars, it may actually go a lot faster than you want it to. For some of you as well, because the star card is the future, this could be that you end up fast tracking. So that 11th house, right, things that you want for your future, you might find a way to fast track those results and make something that was, let's say something was like a 2-year plan, it now happens like within the next 6 months, right? Because you're leaning into whatever it is now. On the 8th of August, Mars and Mercury are coming into a conjunction, and these two planets are going to trine. So same houses, 11th house, 7th house, and they're going to trine Jupiter and Uranus, and at the same time the moon is going to be sandwiched between these. So this is an exalted moon, because the moon loves to be in Taurus, and it's the ruler of your 9th house, right? Luna is giving you a chance to take the great news around or from a partnership and actually put it into action, right? Because the moon is a potentiate, so it brings things into the real world. It represents us on the ground, us the people, and it also represents the environment, right? So this is Luna birthing something into the real world for you. So I love this. The moon it's comfort and needs, and it's also, like I say, this potentiator. It has the ability to make things tangible, especially in the sign of Taurus. So this is beautiful for you. This means a partnership is coming together or manifesting in the real world, and it's one that provides the right kind of connections and gains, because the 11th house is the gains that you get from your business, and you're like, the things that you're looking for are really starting to show up for you now. Like on the 2nd of the month, I think this is where you're leaning into it and you're seeing like the possibilities, but I actually think like the tangibles will start to show up here around the 8th. And then it might also be that these are online connections first, and then they turn into like in-person connections after. And for this, you've got the moon card, because why wouldn't you? Right, then you've got the 3 of Wands. Love that. And then you've got the 7 of Wands. So you will have to fight for this. You will have to lean into it. You will have to be active, an active participant in it. But that 3 of Wands with the moon card, this is potentially a past business endeavor or idea, or maybe a reconnection of some sort that now suddenly becomes possible and becomes a part of the vehicle that drives you forward towards achieving your dreams. Love this. On a more practical note, that 7 of Wands with the 3 of Wands, you will have to fight for it. All right. So, and look at this, right? You've got the 2 of Wands, you've got the 3 of Wands, you've got the 7 of Wands. That's a lot of fire. Fire demands action, right? So you're going to have to do something with it. If you're just going to sit back and sort of eat popcorn and, yeah, it will come to me. No, you will have to be more of an active participant than that, all right? And this is the thing as well, like with trine energy, we tend to get a bit lazy because it's so easy that we're like, oh, well, that's working, so I'll just let it do what it do. No, you got to lean in, all right? So to get a bit more serious, on the 24th, we have a mutable Tsquare that starts to form. So this is what we're looking at here, is 2 planets are opposing and 1 planet is squaring both of them and playing the anchor. So the sun is going to be in Virgo in your 11th house. Saturn is opposite that in Pisces in your 5th house, and then the moon is going to be in Sagittarius in your 2nd house. So this is what we call a mutable Tsquare, and a square in general makes us uncomfortable. It gives us enough energy or friction or conflict to say, right, I'm not having this experience again. This is what I'm going to do about it. And it's the moon in this case that kind of suggests where the way through is through where the moon is. The moon in Sagittarius for you in that 2nd house of money, finances and resources, but also self-worth, esteem and value, and also possessions, right? So there's something in this about how you feel about yourself that really does need to be looked at, or what your value is actually placed in and how that is or isn't sort of misguided in some way. So, as if it wasn't enough, the same day Mercury goes retrograde in that 11th house. So this T-square for you, what you want are certain connections to be a part of what you're building for your future, or to maybe help you raise the profile of that in some like profile of something that you're doing or creating for the future. Now, Saturn is giving that idea a reality check and kind of saying, okay, where have you or have you not maintained either a connection, or where have you not built the network that you need strong enough in order for you to actually make this tangible or real? And then it's, potentially it's also limiting the amount of socializing that you can do at this moment in time, which is, a bit of a pain in the butt. The moon in your second house is potentially highlighting to you the resources that you're going to need to make this future thing a possibility or a reality, as the case might be. And to fulfill such a high price or high stakes goal, with the sun in the 11th, it's highlighting the value that you ascribe to someone or something being off, right? So it's like, it's hard to get things to go, what am I trying to say? So it's like you're trying to get something to go your way, but it's almost like you don't value the components that you're going to need or the people that you're going to need to make that happen. And so one thing that I'd written here for you is, if you've seen Practical Magic, one of my all-time favourite films, Aunt Jet says to Sally, who is probably one of my favourite witches ever in the history of all witches, because she's a little bit of me, right? You can't practice witchcraft while you look down your nose at it. And the same can be said of people or connections or things that you're trying to build, right? If you don't really value the parts, the components, or the people that you want to build this thing for you, or to help you, assist you kind of get it off the ground and out into the world, why are they going to deliver for you? I hope that makes sense, all right? Anyway, for this, you've got the Four of Swords. Take it back to the drawing board. Ask yourself where you have or haven't put enough in to get out. All right, Nine of Cups. So there's a potential to bring healing to this situation. A part of this may actually be about your own healing, of sort of sitting to ground and saying, okay, where is it that my value system around myself having this thing is off? Then you've got the Five of Pentacles. Some of you need to do some financial work, financial energy work in particular. If you should so desire, the Abundance Block Smasher is designed for exactly this kind of thing. The Five of Pentacles with the Nine of Cups. The money that you need will eventually be available to you, but not until you break through that limitation when it comes to values, value systems, and or people that you're connected to, and how you do or don't value them as well. Finally, your ancient ruling planet, Mars, is coming into the sign of Libra, which is for you the 12th house. Now, violent dreams, anyone? When Mars comes into the 12th house, I've noticed for myself anyway, my dream world gets very active. I very often wake up a lot more tired because my dreams are much more active, and I'm a very active dreamer anyway. So to see this, I'm kind of like, yeah, okay, it's just one of those moments. Maybe as well, you start to get an exacerbation of like your own personal bad habits. Mars in the 12th can help you break bad habits though. It doesn't just heighten them. I mean, it does do that for sure, but it can also help you break those patterns. If you're, especially if you start to become more aware of or conscious of them. At the end of this transit, Mars is going to square Pluto in your 3rd house. So there's a possibility that an argument or an issue from the past may show up, and it might be, it might be very loud, and it might potentially be, demand to be heard. You already have an element of this happening anyway, so just be careful around neighbours, siblings, or people who you work with, or like in your locality or in your same sort of field, people that you connect with more on that day-to-day level or basis. For this, you've got the Tower, because why wouldn't you, right? So be careful, because there's an argument here brewing in some way. You got this with the Queen of Swords. That's about a fight or an argument for sure, or what you're ready to fight for. And then you've got this with the Five of Wands, which is a conflict card. That Mars in the 12th, it kicks off on the 27th, but it will last for about, I think it's about 5+ weeks, right? So be mindful of this. You'll probably see it coming anyway, to be fair. A lot of you are very intuitive and you read energies and undercurrents very well. So you should be okay, or at least be able to navigate it, but be careful. All right, and then for your moons, so for the new moon in the sign of Leo, this for you is happening in your 10th house, a fresh start in the career sector. You have the gate 18 and perfection. Let the idea be slightly imperfect, but let it be born regardless, all right? Especially if this is about launching yourself into some new area of what you do. And then your full moon in the sign of Aquarius, in your 4th house, you've got the gate 46 and serendipity. This literally represents things coming into your world that you don't expect but are actually very good for you. That full moon in the 4th house, this could be a peak experience, but it could also be highlighting something to you that really needs... that really kind of opens up the idea of what the future of home, family, property, etc. looks like for you. I actually really like this, you know, in this combination, because it's almost like you're releasing what should be and opening up to what can be. You know, and I really like the way that this is working in tandem for you guys. I think it's going to be nice. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.